What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here, hanging out today, doing stuff and things on the Hermitcraft Amplified server. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I am having an okay day today. You know what? I don't want to do too many okay day videos in a row. I think that we did one a couple weeks ago, and I was kind of talking about just some stuff and things with you guys, and it actually went over really well in the video. You guys really responded to it, and I figured once every 500 videos would be a pretty good time to do that. But I got some really bad news last night, and something we're going to talk about today a little bit. But in a little bit, we're going to talk about first some design changes around here, and then secondly, we're going to talk about the T-shirt contest. We're going to start things off with a positive, super positive note. So we talked last time a little bit about adding some color. So I went ahead and changed all the panes, all the white panes out, and I said I had the white city thing going on. I think that white and blue are going to be better. I really think that there needs to be some color in this build, and so that's what we decided to do. And what I tried to do is add some cyan, and I thought it would be really cool because it really matches the sea lanterns well, right? Like you can see right here. I mean, that sea lantern color is that cyan color, right? So there you can, I mean, almost is perfect, but it's just not, it just doesn't have enough contrast for me. It's not contrasty enough, peeps. So we're going to go with the blue instead. But yeah, so I think I have some blue. Oh, look at me thinking ahead. So I think I have some blue panes in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch these out. It's really too bad that the colors aren't a little brighter for that cyan, because it's almost so dark, or not dark, but like it's almost clear. Like it really needs to add some contrast. That would be a really great thing to see in an update, is maybe some better, you know, more creative kind of like texturing about stuff and things like that. But yeah. So we'll add those in there, and I added them all around in all these places. We can actually just go ahead and take a cart and go up. So we added all the blue glass and all the stuff and things, and I think it does look a lot better. I'll show you once we get up to the top here what it looks like. We have a little bit of work to do in here, actually. Now I'm like, I did it to every single thing except this huge pillar right here. So we're going to add some blue into there in a minute. But, all right, so, dude, bye, minecart. So we have to do some work on this stuff up here too. But let's go ahead and take Ender Squirter, and we'll squirt down here. I think should be good. And now we can see a little bit more of that texture. See, that looks really, really good right there. I definitely want to add some stuff on these to the top of the tower here and kind of give this more of a thing. We're going to make sure that we still have our pathing for our Ender Pearl to come down inside of there. And I started working a little bit on some of the redstone stuff and things with Azuma for this station. And I'm not sure if Azuma is going to end up coming over to help us to work on it, or just being an inspiration to us, because the guy knows a lot of stuff and things about redstone, and I got some really good ideas from him. But we'll see what goes on there. Yeah, so that has a little bit to do with some of the other stuff and things I'm going to talk about later. But anyway, so we also I added some iron bars inside of here, and I definitely think that it was needed. Like, the open fire was cool, but it was like super dangerous, man. I would pearl over in here, and still now, actually, wait, I think this is even more dangerous now, because if you pearl inside of here, oh yeah, big time bad news. So that ain't good either, I guess. Just don't, the rule for this area, I'll put it on the rules, rule 24, don't pearl in there, man, because that'll be bad. All right, so the T-shirt contest is what I want to talk about too. So we have our winner, and I do believe we have a money in the budget for a fancy infographic. Here it is, fancy infographic. There you can see the straw poll and what we actually got for votes. And the Zoe and Zoe's brother T-shirt is the one that won. So yeah, so congratulations to you guys very much. It was a really great drawing, super motivational. And very, very inspired. So very cool. So thank you to all the people that submitted on the Facebook page, and thank you to all the people, the runners up. So I said that I was gonna put this. You know what I'll do? I need some more blue glass. Let me see if we can get some more blue glass, and maybe we'll do a little bit of work while I'm talking. So what I think that we're gonna do? Crap! I'm like out of glass. See, I made a huge amount of the cyan glass because I was like, oh, it's going to work out perfectly. We're going to have cyan glass and it'll be like way better. Am I out of lapis? There's no more lapis? Because I turned it all into, oh my god, we're having a huge problem right now, man. So, I said that I was going to feature the winner of the contest on the spreadshirt. what I've decided to do is feature all 5 of the finalists all on the Spreadshirt site. So I put all of the shirts up there. It took me quite a while, actually, because what I did was I added, I wanted to make sure everybody kind of got, yeah, I think I have, that might not be enough glass. And you can't re-dye glass. That is the thing, right? I'm just going to test this to make sure, because sometimes I do things and I'm like, no, you could just re-dye it. Yeah, I didn't think you could. Oh, crap-o. We're going to have to make a trip back out to the desert and do some ghetto deserting. But yeah, so it took quite a bit of time, because what I did was I added in all 5 shirts. I did them all for men's, for women's, and for kids. So there's baby dolls for the ladies, there's dude shirts for the dudes, and there's kid shirts for the kids. Now, I will tell you right now that I think that I've done a little bit of communicating with Spreadshirt, because I did the I Survived Sliptopia shirt, and I used a Minecraft font. Not a copyrighted font or anything like that. I don't believe that font, I may be wrong, but I don't believe that font has any sort of a copyright issue. Did I take that minecart with me? Yes. And they pulled down the shirt. Now, I contacted Spreadshirt, and they basically said, we're not accepting any Minecraft-related designs of any kind ever again, is what I basically got out of those guys. So, oh, we got to fix that crap, too. We'll do that. We should probably fix all of this while we're here. Oh, look at me bringing you stuff and things. So, all right. So, they said, yeah, we're not accepting any Minecraft designs at all. Which is kind of really disappointing. It had nothing to do with if these images are actually copyrighted or not. They're just not accepting them. So I may look into moving the shirt store somewhere else. The shirt store doesn't really do anything. Like, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like a profit giant or anything like that. It's not like I'm doing it to make money. I just do it because I think it's cool that I have shirts and that you guys can buy them. And quite honestly, I wear Spreadshirt Slipgator shirts every day. Every day. I always wear them because they're inexpensive and I really like them. So yeah, oh man, we're gonna need a lot of diorite for this. So anywhoozle, yeah, I may look into moving the site somewhere else so that we can have really cool t-shirt designs. I definitely don't want to post anything that's copywritten, but if they're just gonna make a blanket statement and say you can't post this kind of shirt, like, doesn't matter if it has a copyright issue or not, like, I mean, we can't do it there. So anyway, the point of that being is that the shirts are available as I'm recording this video. They very well soon may not be. So if you really, really want one, go and get one right away. Don't wait like a day. If you're not interested, don't get it. That's fine. But yeah, if you know you want it, don't like say like, oh, I'll wait till tomorrow, because it may not be available tomorrow. I don't know how long it'll take them, but they may start pulling those down. So just something to think about. All right. So I did the Spreadshirt thing. We did the contest. I'm really excited about those designs, guys. Those are really, really cool. But for the rest of the episode today, we're going to talk about something a little bit deep. And if you don't want to, then it's too bad. But we're going to talk about something a little bit deep. Now, I promise we won't get deep too often, but sometimes things happen in your life that are deep, and you don't get to pick when they happen. And that's something that's happened to me. So my grandmother's passed away. Now, she was very, very old. She was 94 years old, which just kind of like blows my mind. And it was something that we expected. You know, it wasn't a surprise. It was a long time coming, actually. My grandmother has been... Oh, hello, bad everythings. Oh, where are... All right, hold on. We'll come back here. So, my grandmother's has had dementia and Alzheimer's, basically, for a long time. Since she was in her mid to late 80s, I think, is when it started. And it's gotten progressively worse and worse. And it was really, really hard for my dad and of course, my family. Now, my grandfather, her husband, passed a long time ago. He passed away. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can remember how long ago it was. He was like 86, so it was like 8 years ago, I think. Yeah, something like that. So it was quite a while ago that he passed, and he had some heart troubles. So that's what he ended up passing away from. And after that, she really went downhill. My gram really had a hard time with it. She kind of lost her mind a little bit, started hearing voices and stuff right away after my grandfather passed away. She was like totally fine before that. And then she just lost it. She was hearing people outside her house that were gonna like threatening her, which there was no one that lived around her. There was nobody threatening her. She heard people like doing drugs, she said, outside. There was like, she lived in a retirement community. I mean, there was no people there or anything like that. How did this even happen? All right, we'll just go down right here because we need some more materials. Oh, that's how it happened. At one point, she said people were coming into her house from under the sink, and so she kind of just really lost it, like I said. And then after a time, she kind of got better, and what we ended up having to do is have her move to a retirement community because she just needed full-time care. She was really having a hard time, and it was to the point where, like, my dad and my mother, like, we couldn't have brought her to our house because she needed care during the day. You know what I mean? Like, all the time. So, we moved her into a care facility, basically a retirement home. They call it, like, assisted living facility and all that stuff to try to church it up. And she got a lot better. She got a lot better for a time. And she did really, really well for a time, for a couple of years. And then it started again. So it's really tough to have a relative that has dementia. It's very, very stressful because they do things. It's not like you can just put them in an assisted living facility and somebody can watch them 24 hours a day. You know, she still had a certain amount of freedom. She still was able to, like, use a telephone and call the police, which she did several times. Because, again, people were sneaking into a room from under the sink, and there were people doing drugs, and all these things were happening. And it's really weird what goes on, guys. Like, maybe to bring a little, to bring maybe a little bit of funny into this, believe it or not. But what goes on is there's a point at which it starts off, the dementia starts off, and it's really scary. And then there's a point at which it kind of gets funny. It's really hard to say that, but it does. Like, it starts to get funny, and there's things that happen that are really kind of humorous about it. Like, at one point, my gram called my dad, called the police, and called my father, and said that somebody had stolen her bed and replaced it with an identical bed. And you're just like, wow, like, that's so, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like she just, like, couldn't remember people's names or something like that. Like, she made up these, like, really detailed stories. So, like, somebody stole her bed and replaced it with an identical bed. And it was, like, it was a massive conspiracy. Like, my dad even tried to, there's a point in time where he tried to reason with her about these things. And he had the receipt from when he had purchased the bed. And oh, am I going to be able to do this? Oops, yep. So, and it had the serial number of the bed on the receipt, and he showed it to her and showed her the serial number on the bed, on the tag of the bed itself, and was trying to, like, prove to her that it was the same. And she was convinced that whoever had stolen it, like, had replicated the bed in its entirety. So it was like, what? Like, how? And then we were like, but Grant, but why would someone do that? You know what I mean? You know, why would anybody steal your bed and replace it with exactly an identical bed? And she couldn't, like, it didn't matter. The biggest thing was that she wouldn't sleep in it. So we had to buy her a new bed. And that was kind of a comical thing, you know? You kind of get used to the dementia and it feels weird to say, but it's almost like you try to make the best of it. And so it gets funny. And then something else really funny happened. One time she had called my dad and said somebody had pooped in her room. Somebody pooped in the floor of her room, and nobody, like, at the facility, at the assisted living facility, like, they have their own, like, almost like apartments, like they have keys and locks. You know what I mean? So you can't, you know, the staff can unlock doors and stuff like that, but no one else can really get into your room if you don't want them to. Sometimes people leave their door open, and especially if you're suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, you may forget to lock your door. So anyway, again, this was something that was really funny. We're like, oh, Graham made up this crazy story where somebody pooped on the floor. Well, we found out somebody actually did poop on the floor. somebody had gotten into a room and pooped on the floor. And we were like, no way, it was real. So I don't know. That was kind of like some of the fun. Oh, am I gonna die? Oh, some of the funny things that happened. Every once in a while, something funny would happen, like that. But then after a time, what happens is that it becomes like very sad. Especially after probably, I think the really scary part in the beginning was probably for a couple of years. Then the funny part went on for a couple of years, and then the sad part starts, and it's just sad because her dementia and Alzheimer's got progressively worse and worse, to the point where she just didn't know like where she was or who she, like she knew kind of who she was, but not where she was or who other people were. And so the toughest part about it was my dad. I didn't really know. I knew my grandmother pretty well, but I didn't know her super, super well. She wasn't the type of grandmother that lived with me, or she wasn't the type of grandmother that... I need to do something out here. I know there's a block I need to fix right here. We saw her, a few times a year, like 5 times a year-ish. You know what I mean? And we did a Christmas thing and stuff like that, but we weren't super, super close. And so, yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that too. Just about it was my dad's mom, and they were Catholic, and they were kind of like not a good kind of Catholic. Some Catholic people are very critical, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. My pops didn't have the most perfect upbringing, I guess you could say. He wasn't like physically abused or anything like that, but he just had kind of emotional, I don't know if I want to say like emotional abuse, but like, I don't know, something like that. So anyway, I feel like maybe we were kept away from our grandparents a little bit, and that's happened on both sides of my family, actually. I call my parents the white sheep. My parents are the white sheep of their families. They're the very good people that both came out of not like the most ideal situations, and did an amazing job in raising me, and I love and respect my parents very, very much. We're out of glass. This is it. We got nothing else. Let's do these pieces here. So it was very hard for my father. My father has a brother who left. He moved. I've trapped myself. He moved. Not very. I guess I should say soon after my grandfather passed, and then my grandmother started suffering from Alzheimer's. My uncle kind of just left and moved to Florida. Which is fine. Like, people have to live their lives and stuff like that. But it was very stressful for my father because he felt obligated to take care of his grandmother, of course. But he was the only person doing it. So it's very, it's very tough. He's working his full-time job. At this point in time, both of us were older, my brother and me. So it's not like he was taking care of kids, but he was spending a lot of time with my gram and doing like, there's all sorts of other things that go along with taking care of an elderly person, like legalities and legal work and paperwork and money and stuff like that has to happen. So I don't know. And he took it very seriously, of course, and he did a lot for her. And so it was very stressful for him because it's his mother, and she's just obviously having a hard time. So I'm very sad for the loss of my grandmother, of course, but also because I feel like it's a very hard thing that my father's going through right now, and I care a lot about him. Of course, he's my dad, but even just beyond that, he's just such a great person and has done such a great thing for his mother for so long, and now this has happened, so it's really hard. So, wow. This is so deep and sad. I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. I spent 5 or 6 hours this morning trying to figure out what I was going to record today, trying to figure out what I was going to talk about, and trying to figure out a way to not talk about this to you because I didn't want to have it be like a bummer situation. I didn't want to have a kind of a crappy downer episode. But at the same time, I feel that you guys are a majority, most people, mature enough to understand that sometimes bad things happen and sad things happen, and you know, I share so much of the happy things that I do with you guys, and I share so much I try to share so much of my happy spirit with you, and impart that happiness onto you. I'm trying to stamp you with my happy smile so that you feel good. I'm not trying to hand stamp you with my sadness right now, but what I'm saying is that, you know, you guys are a big part of my life. I mean, it's true. You guys are a really big part of my life, and you got to take the bad with the good sometimes. So thankfully, there's way more good than bad so far, or most all the time. You know what I mean? If you look for it, there's always silver linings in the majority of the things that go on. And you know, there is one here too. With everything that my Graham's gone through, I feel that it's a good thing that she's passed and that she's in a better place, and that it was very much time. And she's definitely, it's definitely a better situation now, even though it's hard. It's like, I don't know, I was thinking of a crappy analogy. It's kind of like taking out a splinter. You know what I mean? Kind of. That's a crappy analogy, but it hurts a lot at first, you know, but then the healing starts, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's where we are now. We're gonna have to be at the healing point. So some of the stuff and things that I want you guys to keep in mind is that I've always tried to keep my channel very, very consistent. I try to keep my videos very, very consistent. I let you know if things are gonna change. So things might change in the next few days. I'm probably gonna be traveling home. So there may not be the same volume of videos and stuff and things like that. So just keep that in mind in the next couple of days. I don't know when yet. We don't really know any details about when things will happen. But everything was very planned. You know, like I said, this wasn't an unexpected thing. So, yeah, that is the heaviest, crappiest thing that I think I've ever talked about on the channel. And I don't think I've ever been as sad about doing a video as I am right now. So, I'm not sad, but just like, I'm just kind of, I feel bad right now, you know? Kind of sucks. But this hallway makes things better because this is so beautiful. False Symmetry did this, and it's absolutely amazing and inspiring. It's beautiful in here. Are these just regular glass, but they're taking on a little bit of like slightly bluish tint from the blocks around them? It's really, really cool. All right, so we're gonna continue to maybe do a little bit of work. I'm not sure how much time we have left in the video, but yeah, I think that we're gonna try to get some sand going. Now, how we get to the sand, I don't remember. How do we get to sand? And we're back. And I got a bunch of stuff and things done. I got all the glass changed around up inside of here. And I made a couple other little minor changes too. Went out to the desert. Somebody has been out there decimating it, man. Somebody's been getting all the glass. So there's definitely a fight for a little bit of a battle going on in there. I'll take this out right here to get some sand going. But yeah, so I went ahead and I took out all this glass that I already placed, and I decided that in behind here there were like sand and stone blocks. I thought maybe it would look kind of cool that like you could see the inside of the mountain. It doesn't, so I decided to change it up, and then I just put some diorite back inside of here, and I did that for both of the tunnels that were there, this one and this one over here. And we went ahead and changed up everything inside of this guy. I'll take a little bit more damage because that's the way we... Wait, what? Bye! So change up all the glass in here too. So we're good to go with that. And then also, one of the things that I noticed when I was playing today is that I went back to Hermit Hills because I was trying to make that cyan dye, which is lapis and cactus green. So I went back there because we used to have a cactus farm, and I noticed, hello little bunny, how are you today? Notice the first thing I do is go for my sword. No, we'll just leave him be. So I noticed that there wasn't any cactus farm there anymore. I think that what had happened was Tango had built this really, really cool, if you didn't see it, maybe, we'll check it out at some point, house for a collection of ender pearls and some other stuff and things go there too. Iron, I do believe. And the cactus farm that we used to have is gone. So I don't know if it was gone before he built it, or, I mean, I'm not like blaming Tango or anything. But yeah, anyway, I decided to build a little one out here just for me for nowsies. I might go into Hermit Hills and do it too. Oh, it's working really good too. It's working really, really good. So just your ghetto vanilla cactus farm type of thing. Nothing major going on there. Pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. And I'm hoping it still works. This has been up for like 20 minutes. I would assume there'd be at least one cactus in here. Let's check our hoppers, make sure nothing's screwed up there. Is there anything? Is one of these hoppers not working right? No, all my hoppers are working right. Maybe it just didn't grow yet. I don't know what the timer is for cactus. But yes, so just gonna probably end it for today, guys. And I gotta say, I feel better because I talked to you guys than I did before, and I appreciate it. I know that you guys are gonna leave some really great comments in the down there. I want to thank you right now ahead of time in case I don't get a chance to again in the near future if I'm gone or something like that. I want to thank you guys for all your kind words, as I know that they're coming. You guys are the best peeps on the internet, and everything you do for me, I really appreciate. So I had a really good time. I want to thank everybody for the t-shirt submissions again. And yeah, and we got some stuff and things done today. I mean, it was just a little bit of a thing, but it was still a thing, so that was good. It felt good to just like Minecraft, dig some stuff, place some stuff. You know, it's lethargic, like just getting sand. It's good. It feels good. So yeah, thank you guys very much for listening to me. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. Show your support for the Talkie episodes. Feel free to share and favorite the videos you see fit. And may the stuff and things be with you.